If God is so good, why are there so many more curses in this week's parasha than there are blessings? It makes no sense. Hashem's supposed to shower us with blessings and everything, and there's 4 times as many curses than there are blessings, about a 1-to-4 ratio. And the Maharal explains this with a very fascinating and foundational idea. And it really has to do with how much weight we give each blessing versus which weight we give to the curse. Think about it. If there's one blessing that is very profound, it can outweigh it. But if you just use the number of words, it seems like it's much more. And so I want to start with an analogy. Imagine a loving father gives his new son-in-law and daughter a brand new, beautiful mansion. And he tells them, be careful. You know, there's thieves, so you have to put locks. If you don't put locks, they're going to come and steal your stuff. You have to change the air filter for your air conditioning. And you have to maintain the grass. And if you don't maintain the grass, then you're going to have weeds. And you have to make sure that you take care of the paint jobs, because then there could be termites. And he keeps telling you all the things that could go wrong. Imagine if the incredulous son-in-law comes and says, hey, what's with all this consequence talk? You told me one thing, that you're giving me a house, and at the same time you're giving me all these things that I have to be careful of, all the bad things that will happen. We all know that's nonsense, because the value of the house is so much more than all of the consequences that could happen if they don't take care of the house and do what they have to do. And the same thing goes on here in the parasha. If you pay attention, there's one bracha, it's called a master bracha. It's a bracha that with that bracha, you can have so much more than even if you, the 4 times amount of mentioning of curses. And that is the bracha of shalom, the bracha of peace. You see, we are told that there's a kli, there's a vessel that holds blessings. It's called shalom. It's called being whole. It's called being one with your surroundings, with yourself, your community. And that is a huge bracha. That's a huge blessing. It outweighs it, so much so that if you were to go and count everything, not only is it enough to have 10, 40, 1,000, it could go on and on and on, because Hashem is shalom. And Hashem is infinite. And the bracha of shalom is so much boundless. But if we dig deeper, we see something else interesting. That the parsha starts out in Bekhoutai with the letter Aleph, and it ends with the letter Taf, Emet. You see over here, we start with Aleph and Taf. However, the sections of the curses are a little bit different. It starts with the letter Vav over here, Ve'im Bekhoutai, and ends with the last letter of Moshe's name, the Hey. Just a sliver, just a tiny sliver. All of the curses are bound here. But the real truth and the real blessings, Aleph to Taf, Shalom, completeness, wholeness. In this whole video, you've seen this beautiful cactus right here. It's one whole cactus. However, you could go and notice there's little prickly things here. You could focus on the negativity, and there could be a lot enumerated. There's probably 100 or 200 prickles here. But we have a whole shalem piece of cactus. Inside of it can be beautiful joy. It could be lots of great things. And there are consequences if you don't take care of it and you don't maintain it properly, you try to grab it. But the idea here is that shalom is the ultimate master key. It's the master bracha. And yes, there are a lot of consequences if we don't take care of that shalom. The Torah, the neighbors, the friends, family, the loved ones, and even ourselves. That shalom that comes when we do things right. And if we don't, yes, they can be enumerated, but let us not give it equal weight. Shalom is no way near the same weight of the enumerated small little thistles that come between Vav and Hey. Shabbat Shalom.